They don't
In the
want
room.
us to win
Hold
Rainbow
up.
Six.
Hold up.
So what am I going to do? Make sure we win Rainbow Six. Hey everybody, Fiercespeed here. Gonna go over a couple of tips to help you improve your Rainbow Six game a little. Now gonna go over the blatant obvious tips like make sure you have a mic and communicate with your teammate. Even if you die, look through cameras and try to ping enemies and so on. Communication is the most important thing in this game. So much so that it's obvious that you need it. Now though, you also need to improve yourself because you can't always rely on your team. Sometimes they'll need to rely on you. So hopefully these tips help you out a bit and get you better at Rainbow Six. Alright, so let's get started. So tip number 1, you should lower your mouse's DPI, aka your mouse speed. Now this is for PC gamers. You don't want to lower it to a crawl because you might need to turn around semi-quickly, but lowering your mouse speed will help you with your aiming. I'm not going to go into detail about my mouse settings, but if you guys want to know my settings, let me know and I'll go through my whole setup in another video. But for those of you who don't know how to change your mouse settings or want a bit more information on what to change, I have linked a great guide in the description below, and just follow it and it'll show you basically how to set up your mouse speed for gaming. Alright guys, so this leads me over to tip number 2, playing situations. Now every time it's your first time playing Rainbow Six for the day, or you've taken a few hour break since the last time you played, you should play situations first. Now this is to warm you up, and then it also helps your muscle memory when it comes to the location your cursor should be pointing at to get headshots. And it will help you over time improve your general aiming skills. Also helps you get to know maps better. It's just a good overall warm up. It might also help the way you are in intensive situations if you go ahead and bust through rooms and have like 4 enemies near you. Now keep in mind the bots really suck, so it's just mostly for aiming practice. Now for tip 3 is to look at the bottom of doors for feet. So anytime an enemy is running across the door or standing in front of it to breach it, to fuse it, or even just to melee it, they're going to stand in front of the door for a good amount of time. So whenever you see feet, just aim up and shoot right through that door unless it's castled. Now make sure it's not a teammate running across the door, and if the person just runs across really quick, you could just make a call and let your teammates know which way they're heading, which is helpful as well. It's not going to be an easy kill, but you know, anything to help. So this is definitely one of the basic things you should do when playing Rainbow Six, but make sure you're not prone somewhere where if they break through that door and you don't kill them in time, that you're putting yourself in a bad situation. Make sure you always have a place to hide. This leads me to tip 4, which is don't be afraid to shoot through walls or doors. Of course, if it's a reinforced wall, don't bother, but if you see a kill hole, if you know someone is laying down somewhere, if you know someone is potentially behind a door or a wall, even potentially, you should shoot through it. Go ahead and shoot through it. Obviously, they're going to know where you are afterwards, but if you have a hunch and you believe that there is someone there, especially if it's a kill hole, go ahead and risk the shot. Go ahead and shoot it. Risk them knowing where you are. It's okay, because you can always go around and try to attack from a different angle, but that could be an easy kill that you could get for one of your teammates. This leads me to my last and final tip, tip number 5, which is to blow up as many holes as possible. This will confuse the enemy on which hole, window, or door you'll be shooting from, and then some people don't know how to handle so many things blowing up and will end up panicking. They might end up trying to run away, and you should take this to your advantage and you can get some easy kills like this. Now you need to be careful because they could get lucky and end up looking through whichever hole you decide to peek through, and if you're not ready for it, they can easily just kill you too. Now, blowing up walls is also very important if you're on the defensive side and you're playing bomb. This is because it makes it easier to defend both bomb objectives if you have a clear line of sight to both bombs. So if you have a shotgun or C4 and the bombs happen to be maybe in the next room, you should try to make a hole in that wall so you have a clear line of sight to both bombs. It doesn't work for all bomb locations, obviously, because sometimes the bomb locations are in horrible areas. But anytime you do have the chance to, I usually will always try to make a clear line of sight between both bombs. If you don't have a shotgun or you don't have C4, you can just make small little kill holes, which will work as well. Might not be as effective, but as long as you're paying attention to kill holes, will work just as good. Hey guys, I also decided to throw in some random tips that I didn't feel like really fit in any of the other categories. So the first one of these random tips would be, if you ever want to know where the people are spawning from, the enemy are spawning from, you can look through the cameras, and then even if they're shot out, if you know the map well enough, on the top left or on the camera, it should tell you the location of the camera even if it's blown out, so you'll know like if the front camera of the plane is blown out, most likely most of them are coming from the front of the plane, or at least one of them are. Another tip is, if you find an enemy armor pack, you can pick up an armor if someone didn't pick theirs up, but if you can pick up their armor, it might not be best to let your guard down because you're obviously in an area where they were before. And then lastly, I touched up on this earlier, but don't use fuse if you're playing hostage. So thanks guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'm gonna leave y'all with a little blooper. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Oh! No!
Who shot me?
Me! There was someone across the door.
Come on, man.